All right, folks, I want to start off this video talking about the importance of the minor and major feeding times. I know I talk about them a lot, but I still think a lot of people don't quite get a full understanding of the minor and major feeding times and what causes them. Because on this fishing trip, the majority of our fish was caught between 12 and 2 p.m., which was the major feeding time. And before that, yes, we caught some fish, but relatively during that 2-hour period is when we caught the biggest mangroves, the porgies, a lot of other fish, kingfish. So there was a lot of fish caught in that 2-hour period. And more times than not, 95% of the time, I say that the solunars work. Now there's times that they don't work and something's interacting with it, may it be the weather or something else, but 95% of the time of the logs that I've kept over the years, it shows that those minor and those majors work extremely well. So you want to try to be in a position to where you're in a spot that you know where the fish are at, and even if they're not biting right then and there, you may want to hold off a little bit on moving, so you know that the fish are there. If you're catching fish sporadically, then I would stay there until that major or minor starts. We had to move around a little bit. We kind of moved right as the major started, but we got onto a ledge that we've never fished before, and that's where we caught our biggest mangrove. So I just want to explain real quick what the minor and major feeding time. And again, we had a major feeding time from 12 to 2 on this day. It was coming off the full moon. And the major and minor feeding times coincide with the moon. The moon has direct influence on these along with the tides. So when you have a major feeding time, it's typically when the moon is overhead and the moon is underneath the earth. So when you're in a full moon position, that means that major feeding time is going to be, one of them is going to be in the middle of the night. So that's why sometimes that early morning bite is not as good as it is in the afternoon with that major, and that's exactly what happened with us. The bite was okay in the morning, but it was extremely good in that major. Now the minors are when the moon is setting and rising, and that's not when it's exactly setting and exactly rising. It's about a quarter of the way down or the quarter of the way up is when the minor feeding times interact, and those are an hour long. So you want to base your fishing trips somewhat around the major and minors. Now we go and fish when we can. When I was a guide, I would literally book my trips around major or minor feeding times. So that's how much I believed in them. So if you don't follow them, you might want to take an opportunity to follow them, get to know them, get to understand them, and they will make your fishing experience much, much better. So let's go ahead and get into the fishing part of this episode, and I can tell you right now that there were some personal best mangrove snapper that were caught during this episode. So I didn't film a ton because it was such a short period of time that we caught the fish, but I did get a lot of good fish on camera. So let's go ahead and check out that video.
That might be what Chad off, Tony.
Shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, baby, you're right.
You got somebody get the net, please.
Oh my.
Oh my God, get it. Holy Jesus. Oh my God. I think that's one of the biggest mangroves I've ever seen.
Holy cow. Oh my gosh.
Woo, Dirty Ernie's got one on too.
Is that all shrimp, Tony, or
yeah,
white bait?
Shrimp.
Mine's all shrimp too.
Oh.
Let's get you back in the sun.
24? Oh yeah.
Oh no, he's bigger than that.
Let me see, Tony.
Put him on that stick, Tony. That's a good one, boy. That is a good one.
Oh, I can't believe it didn't get off. I'm gonna measure his tongue too. 27?
27 inches.
That's a big one.
Ernie, 24 inches.
I mean, I could, God, man, he's big.
Yeah, man.
That's a hog.
Oh, I just knew that jugger was going to get off.
All right. No, you gotta stop thinking
know,
like that.
I know.
You have to stop thinking like that. You have to think positive. Always think
positive he thinks it's going to get off.
We don't need your.
I said I'm positive he thinks it's going to get off.
We still don't need your commentary. So, tell me, how did this happen, Tony? Because usually when you do,
Did you see what that was? Did you see what it was? Like a little 3/8, yeah, 3/8 huggy.
Yeah.
Just slow. It finally got almost to the bottom, and he just picked it up and took off. So there really wasn't that much holding on.
I haven't caught a mangrove snapper that big. My biggest one is 24 and a half, so you wiped me clean on that one, brother. Good job.
You beat my East Coast one. It was 26, 25.
I needed that.
Folks, right now I haven't filmed at all today, really, but we're in the major feeding time, and the bite has been unbelievable. We're catching huge porgies, we're catching mangrove snapper, we've caught keeper red grouper, we've caught some really nice lane snapper, hogfish. So we've caught a lot of different species. Our box right now is almost pretty much slap full of fish. The bite has been kind of until this major. This major is when everything turned on, and I found a ledge that we haven't fished before, Jiggy's on, and it's been on fire. We've had 5 hookups at one time. Another porgy. We've been catching a lot of porgies, but a lot of them are twice that size, so it's been a good spot. But as I always talk about, these major and minor feeding times are extremely important, and since we're coming off of a full moon this afternoon, major feeding time, we thought that since the bite was slow in the morning, it would be pretty good on that major, and sure enough, it has been. And neither Dirty Ernie or Katie has hooked up while I'm talking. You're supposed to.
We were supposed
Makes
to.
for better TV.
You just gotta pause it and then wait till
Okay.
we do it and then come back.
Doubled up. Who's got a hoggy? Woo, get him, Katie.
Rick's got a hog. That's one I just lost. Katie's got the hog.
Come on, Katie. Gotta reel him. Not yet.
Oh, you better hurry. Here he comes.
That's a porgy. That's a huge porgy. It is a big porgy. Birds can eat riches.
Twice as much mine.
Come on, Jiggy. Folks, what we did is the last spot where Tony caught that 27-inch mangrove snapper, we finally shut down the bite. We had been there for a little bit. The bite was really good, and then they shut it down. So I just moved down the ledge and actually went to an area and marked the ledge again, marked some fish, sat down on it, and boom, started catching those porgies and the scamp and the. That's what we've caught here so far. We just pulled up on the spot. But we're still in that major feeding time. I'm using a slacker, which is probably a little too light because that tide is moving pretty good underneath and it's coming at us, so I'm having to pitch it way out and then work it back to the boat. We've been using these Blue Magic shrimp. I'm just cutting them into pieces, and for frozen shrimp, they stay very firm, and we've been catching a lot of fish on them. Porgies, hogfish. So if you guys are looking for some really good firm frozen shrimp, we've got the Blue Magic at the office. Okay folks, we've got a new jig that we're working on. It's actually a stand-up jig that's going to be between 1 and 3 ounces, and I told everybody on the boat today that we need a name for it. Who came up with it? Ernie or Dirty Ernie came up with it? Was it Tony or Dirty Ernie?
I don't remember. Honest to God, I mean, I would thought it was me, but it's Tony.
Somebody came up with the name the Boner because it stands up, so they call it the Boner jig. And what was the tagline? It's always
all else fails.
All else fails,
Get the boner.
grab a boner. If all else fails, grab a boner. I know this is a family show, but it was just too good to resist. So tell us in the comments what you guys think that the stand-up jig should be named. There's already stand-up jigs out there, so I don't want to name it that. So I want to have something kind of like the Stewie and the Huggy and the Slackers and stuff like that. So let us know in the comments of what you guys think about that. So folks, we're sitting in 105 feet of water. I'm using a slacker jig. Oh no! I think it was he was fighting like a big mangrove. Anyway, we're sitting in 105 feet of water. And it just takes a little bit of time. You got to have patience to fish these slackers in that deep of water. But a lot of times it will pay off because the lighter you can go, the more natural the presentation is, and the bigger fish that you're going to catch. Tony was using a 3/8 ounce Huggy, caught that 27-inch mangrove. I just had it on a real nice mangrove there. I'm pretty sure it was a mangrove the way he was fighting. 20-pound leader. Sometimes I'll drop to 15 depending on how finicky those fish are. But the lighter you can go, the better off you are, especially if you're fishing for mangrove snapper, because they have the best eyesight of any fish that swims. So you always want to remember that. They're coming back up in the water column again, so I got to get back to them.
I was gonna say.
Uh-oh. Hey, not even close to that. We're not even close to that yet. When you start seeing color, that's when you can grab it. What'd you have on, Chad? Shrimp?
White bait.
Really?
What do you have?
White bait.
3/8.
Uh-oh, Tony.
I know. That's what he's doing. When he comes up and it's 2 inches short, just remember how long it took him to get this up now.
All right, now you can get the net. Somebody can get the net. Right there.
It's a mangrove or a red snapper. It's white. It's white.
Of course it's white.
Yeah, but it ain't a red grouper.
Red snapper.
Well, we don't know that yet. Oh my God, that's a mangrove.
Looks like a mangrove to me.
You got it, Katie?
No pressure, Katie.
That's a 28.
I still think yours is
I think
bigger.
I got him.
28. all
It's a
day.
good one, but it's not. It's a good one, but it's not as. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
It ain't gonna be close. That's 24, 25.
That's like 25, 26.
24.
Of course. 28. 28.
No, Tony. Today's your day. Today's your day, homie.
It's don't count. It's foul hook. Oh yeah, it's foul hook. You didn't even eat it.
28.
28.
Oh my God.
No, it's not. Get that tail all the way back.
Told you 24.
24.
Don't step on the middle of it.
I say
Nice
25. 25. 25.
Nice job, Chad. And there you have it, folks. What we're using, Chad, that was a white bait with a 3/8 Huggy jig. Tail cut off. Again, I always tell people when they come to the shop, you always want to do something different. Have everybody on the boat do something different. You know, we're an integral part of the fishing time right now, and if you look in my background, you see who's sitting there eating again. Dirty Ernie. How's that rhino smash sandwich?
Well, pretty good. Got some green stuff growing on it, but it's doing good.
Tony was a little afraid that his personal best was going to get beat by Chad. Chad, was that your personal best?
No.
It's not? What's your personal best?
About that big.
Oh, is it?
24 and a half.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we're coming off that full moon. I'm kind of a little bit surprised we're catching them that big during the day. I would expect it during the night, because when I got up this morning, I saw a Facebook post of somebody that had a 27-inch mangrove, and it was like 7 pounds, 7.5 pounds or something like that. I was like, holy crap, man, that's a good one. And then we got these two nice ones, real nice ones, and then we got a lot of decent ones.
Let's see what it is.
I already know what it is.
What?
It's a mangrove.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Tony.
28er. That's a 28 incher. At least.
It's about 24.
Is that on shrimp or white bait?
There's some storms coming in. We might have to go ahead and head in. Bro, hold on. Let's get a picture with that one. I'll take a picture.
Me.
And folks, just like that, I had to go from I went from a 1/8 ounce stewie jig, or a slacker, because the tide was starting to move really good underneath. So I went to a 1/2 ounce and slowly worked it down there. We grabbed the line, hold it for a second or two, and came up and walloped. That one was 23.5. Yep. So we've got a 23.5, a 24.5, and a 27-inch mangrove.
I got a 15.
15. It's respectable. I don't think it was that big.
It might be 29 inches. Okay, we keep bubble gum. This one's working.
He is trying to get into that whatever's down there. I don't think that's a mangrove. No, I think it's a gag. No, it might be. It might be.
Gave up just now. Could have been a big run. It could be half a fish.
Why you guys got to be so negative?
That's not negative. I'm just saying that maybe it might. Oh, that's a
Not
whole
a half a
fish.
fish.
Definitely not a half a fish. Oh, new color.
Is it a bonita?
Do we need a jack or a net?
It's kind of running around in circles now.
I think you were right.
Nope.
No, it's a king.
Is it a king?
Yeah, it's a king. I just saw it.
Yep.
Are we putting them in this net?
Yep.
They are.
Nice.
I think it stems pretty good here, huh?
Watch the hole.
Let go of the line. Feed it through. Let me feed the line or the rod through the hole. Yeah. It wasn't, but there is now. I sewed it up. Apparently I'm very good. You got the gas?
Yep. I'll tip things down.
Oh, you let. Shut up. You let Ernie gaff my fish.
Be quiet.
He gapped it and broke off, did it?
He broke my line one.
And I grabbed his butt anyway.
Trying to be like that.
There was no hook in its mouth. The hook was in his mouth. Oh yeah, the line wasn't attached to it.
All I got to say is 5 words. Fish more, catch more.
And there you go, folks. Fish more, catch more.
I guess it's only 4 words.
Yep. Well, we had a wonderful day. It was a great bite. We're calling it quits at 2:30. We caught some unbelievable mangrove snapper, personal best mangrove snapper. So we're heading in now, and we'll show you what we got when we get back to the docks. So, Chad, does chumming work?
No,
No?
not on that one anyway. Didn't fool him at all.
Didn't fool him at all. That shows you right there, folks, that chumming is very, very important. That's why we always look at the contents of the fish's stomach. That's how we learned that the mangrove snapper during the winter time, when they're in the bay, they're concentrated on shrimp and crustaceans like crabs. So opening up the stomach of a fish and seeing the contents of what's in there will help you get a better understanding of what those fish are eating in that area in that time of year. Jiggy, why are you watering the water?
Kind of freshen it up.
Well, folks, we made it back to the dock. As you can see, we caught a ton of fish and a ton of good fish. We caught some really nice porgies. We caught a bunch of big mangrove snapper, medium-sized mangrove snapper. We would have caught what would have been our keeper red grouper. We caught some gags. We caught black grouper, kingfish, hogfish. What else, Jiggy?
Lane snapper.
Lane snapper. Yeah. But anyway, we caught a ton of fish, had a good time. If you guys don't follow the minors and the majors, you really might want to think about doing it, because the best bite we had today, and when we caught all those big mangroves, was on the major feeding time. So if you don't pay attention to those, you might want to think about paying attention to those. We've proven it time and time again that they work. So just remember that. We appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you learned something. Oh, if you don't know what the minor and majors is, it's when the moon, the majors are when the moon is overhead and underneath the earth, and the minors are when the moon is setting and rising. So just remember that. It's the minors last an hour, the majors last 2 hours. So again, we want to say thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate it. Fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.